Hi, this is Vicki Gervicus of the Greater Gainesville Chamber. I'm the Director of Public Policy and Grassroots Engagement, and I'm delighted to have Ray Holt here today. He is one of our candidates for the school board in District 3. And so Ray's going to introduce himself and give us a chance to get to know him a little bit better. Welcome, Ray.
Well, good morning or good afternoon at this point.
Yeah. All righty. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I've got some questions for you.
Sure. So I am running for School Board District 3. I am a local business owner. I own Seabar Ranch, which is a cattle farm and a tree farm and an events venue. We've actually had several chamber events out at our place.
Yeah.
I'm LG 43, Team Red. For those of you who know about that.
Team Yellow here.
And I haven't always done that, though. I've actually spent most of my life working in local government. I've worked in early education and curriculum mostly. I've done public budgeting, union negotiations, some skills that are very important for a school board member to have. And I ran because, I think we've got some serious issues that need to be addressed in our schools, starting with academics. Fewer than half of our kids right now are reading and doing math at grade level. Let that sink in. Fewer than half of our kids are even at grade level, much less above. And a big part of that is we have a significant behavior problem. I think most people have seen some of the news articles about that or heard some of the things that have been going on in our schools, and that needs to be turned around. And a big part of the academics is that we don't have a safe and effective learning environment for our kids in the classrooms, and that needs to be dealt with. It's also a reason that we're losing a lot of our really good teachers. They're leaving, choosing to go into other fields or go into administration because it's a poor work environment. We have significant problems in transportation. I'm an advocate of possibly privatizing that. There are a lot of companies out there that have a much better record, but right now we've got kids that are being left at the school bus stop on a regular basis, an hour or two late. If they go at all to school, they miss the first 2 classes. They come home late. They're really doing a poor job. Lastly, infrastructure. They haven't been taking care of our buildings. I go around and talk to people in schools and they say, well, we have serious HVAC problems here. Almost all of them say that. A lot of them say we've got serious plumbing problems here or roof problems. They haven't been taking care of our facilities. And as somebody who takes care of a facility for a living, I can tell you the price does not go down if you ignore a problem. It only goes up. I think we all saw recently, or a lot of people saw that Moody's recently downgraded our school board, our school district credit. And so we really need the adults to come back into the room and start making some tough decisions, some bold decisions, but decisions that need to be made.
Okay, terrific. All right, well, I think you kind of touched on the first question, but I'll tell you what it is anyway, in case you want to amplify a little bit. What do you perceive are the 3 most important concerns facing the school district right now?
Right, well, it starts with academics. And I have a background in early education, so I'm a huge proponent of VPK in every school. And the critical point that we need to target is our kids all need to be at grade level or above by 3rd grade. And statistically, if you have those children who are at grade level by 3rd grade are much more successful, much higher graduation rate. If they're not at grade level by 3rd grade in reading and math, the chances of them graduating is much less. So that's where we need to target is early education. Sorry, my phone just.
Yep, no, you're back.
Yeah.
It was just a glitch.
Secondly, the behavior problem that I already mentioned is a big part of that. The two most important things for a child to be successful are high quality teacher and a safe and effective learning environment. We're losing those things. We're losing our high quality teachers, and we're losing our productive work environment in the classroom. Finally, transportation is keeping our kids out of class. It's not safe for a child to be out there at 6:30 in the morning waiting for a bus for an hour. Parents having to take off work because the bus doesn't show up for an hour or more. We need to deal with that. So those are some very important issues.
All right. Well, that leads into our second question, which is, what do you think the role of the school board is in our community?
Okay. Well, the school board is the policy level, policy making body. I personally don't think that I need to be in there being a micromanager, but one of the first things that we are going to do is hire a new superintendent. And we need to find someone who has a vision for solving our specific problems. We need to do a nationwide search for someone who is the best and the brightest, that has experience at that level, at superintendent level, in a district of at least our size, and dealing with specifically the problems that I've been talking about. So that's one of the things that as a board you do, is you find a good leader that you know is going to do a good job. And then you back that person up with the policies and the direction that you want them to go.
Okay, very good. Okay, and now this question gives you a chance to even drill down a little bit more on what you've broached. What would be your top priorities and projects if you're elected?
Top priorities and projects. Well, I think that it starts with academics. And when you say projects, I'll loosely interpret that and say, right now we have a program called UFly, which is a tutoring program, and I think that needs to be just supercharged. Not just for those kids who are technically failing, that have an F grade, but for every child who is behind, not testing at grade level. So they need to be doing after school tutoring and summer tutoring until they are caught up at grade level. So that's one of the biggest things that I want to jump on as soon as I get in there. As far as physical projects, there are a lot of projects that need to be done. Like I said, I've heard from virtually every school says we have HVAC problems. That's actually one of the things that we could spend some of those ESSER dollars on, the federal dollars, which would be a great idea if we dealt with all of the HVAC problems that we have currently and replace those units that are approaching the end of their life, because then we take that obligation, we put it on the federal dollars, then we can use our local dollars in the way that we want to, whereas we're restricted on those federal dollars, but we can, I hate to use the word supplant, but we can take those dollars and use them on something that we know we're going to need over the next 5 years. And then that frees up our local dollars to be used on other things that we're needing in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. The fourth question is, there has been significant turmoil in the district and within the school board itself. How do you think this is best addressed?
Well, there's been a lot of turmoil over the past more than a decade because we keep replacing our superintendents. We need to find someone who is going to be able to stay for a little while in order to carry out a vision. And that's going to be a little more difficult, absolutely, because a lot of the better candidates are going to look at this situation and say, well, here's a district that has replaced, I think, 8 superintendents in the past 10 years. But we need to face that challenge and find someone who is going to be able to be our leader long term. I think that if you talk to any teacher most teachers in this district say that right now, under the temporary leadership of Mr. Andrew, the general climate is so much better than it was under our last superintendent. There's a level of trust that is there now that was not, and teachers feel more free to do their job well without fear, and that's the kind of thing that we need to continue, giving the support to our teachers that they need to make the right decision and not worry that they're going to be second guessed by someone who hasn't even been in the classroom.
Okay, very good. Okay, the final question is one of these, big wrap-up questions, which is, why should the business community vote for you?
Well, I am a business owner, and I understand that there are a lot of things that a school board member needs to know about. First of all, you're managing billions of dollars worth of facilities, and a lot of people who may have more experience than I do in special education or something like that don't have the experience in managing large facilities. There are a lot of things that you need to have experience in public budgeting. I was on the Jacksonville City Council for 8 years, so I've done that. I've managed $1 billion budget and voted on those things. I've done union negotiations. That's a big part of what we face right now, is to work with our unions and do so in such a way that we can reward our good teachers, keep our good teachers, come up with a salary schedule that rewards them, keeps them in the classroom for their whole career. We want our best teachers to be in the classroom for 25 years or more. But at the same time, we want to keep our best teachers and not be put in a position where we are not always looking for the best and the brightest.
Okay, terrific. Okay, so now the rest of our time together is for you. So anything that you didn't get to say or anything you want to amplify, the floor is yours.
Well, I really appreciate the chamber. I've long been a supporter of the chamber, and look forward to working with you guys, because I think that a big part of what we need to do as a school board is work closely with our business community, particularly a lot of the career paths. I have a lot of friends in the HVAC or electrical or plumbing or any of these career paths. And we need to start working more closely with all these companies so that we can get our kids straight out of high school into a path where they're getting their journeyman, they're going on to become electricians. I mean, some of these great careers that, right off the bat, you don't have $40,000, $50,000 worth of college debt if you go on a career path like that, and you end up within 4 or 5 years earning more than any sociology or psychology major makes in the same amount of time. So I'm a big proponent of working closely with our trades and career path.
Very good. Okay. So I'm going to close us out by reminding everyone that the chamber is very interested in making sure every voice is heard and that we have an opportunity to get to know all of our candidates and get out and vote. So please stay tuned to our website. You'll have all the information you need there to participate in our primary election on Tuesday, August 23rd. So please do so and get out and vote. Ray, it was great talking to you today. Good luck on the campaign trail as we make our way to August.
Thank you so much.